not big on changing the art world. Really, if just like one person could look at any one of my paintings and really be touched by it, that's enough for me. Probably like when I was around 17 years old, started airbrushing t-shirts and doing graffiti, and I think that was pretty much when my work was really exposed through the 80s with the graffiti, doing handball courts, murals for nightclubs, you know, the Roxy's in New York City, several others, stuff like that. A lot of New York City urban scenes, buildings, brick walls, subway cars, break dancers, all that stuff. I thought about it. This actually popped in my head within the last month, thinking maybe I could do something incorporating some type of graffiti or concrete into, say, the background of my work, not necessarily focusing on it, but just putting it in the background, little taste and flavor of the 80s. Pretty much it's all about we're all the same on the inside. That's what it is. So this one here, she's like in a pretty dark room, and she's putting lipstick on, looking in the mirror, and she's like focused on her outer beauty. That's what pretty much this painting is. I try to again use lines, so you see some of the lighting transfers over into the mirror. She's looking at the mirror, and I have subtle changes, some of these curves. There's a light one right in there from the light being a little stronger, and again using lines and shapes around it. You know, she's got her dress on. She's trying to look all nice and pretty on the outside. And, you know, hopefully she's got a nice good heart too in there. The inner beauty. Yeah, I really like the look of pixels and the mosaic look in my work. It's pretty timeless. So I try to keep that in the artwork. Not necessarily that I force it, but I really do like the look of it, so I just let it come out. I like to load the brush. I mix a certain color, load the brush, and do one stroke. Mix another color, load the brush, and do another stroke. So I try to keep the colors separate for each brush stroke as much as possible. That painting came about through a local woman who rode a motorcycle, and I'd see her all the time. And one day I stopped and I said, you know, I paint motorcycles, you know, maybe you want something on your bike. And she said, oh yeah, you know, an angel would be nice. And I said to her, I said, oh, you know, yeah, an angel with some red hair. And she looked at me and she said, what made you say red hair? And I said, oh, you know, that's what I see on your bike. And she said that her sister had passed away and she had red hair. So this woman now, I got her bike painted and I'd see her all the time. She was local again in town, so pretty friendly. And one day I said to her, I'm going to do a painting. So I did this painting of the angel, and I decided to do her holding a little heart in her hand, because that's what I saw. I don't have any other information from this woman. So when I finished the painting and showed it to her, She texted me. She said she was crying, so I felt bad. I immediately called, and what happened was she was just crying like tears of joy. Really, she said she asked me if she ever mentioned the heart, and I said no. She said, why would you paint a heart? And I said, that's what I saw. And she said that when her sister was alive and she was sick in the hospital, they each had these little hearts. And when they'd visit, they'd exchange hearts. And that when her sister passed away, she took her heart and put it in her hand. And they closed the coffin. So that painting is real special to me. I presented it to her. She actually let me keep it. And it's never for sale, ever. It has her information on the back. So if anything ever was to happen to me, it goes to her. Otherwise, it's going to be in my possession for the rest of my life. I'd say probably Modigliani, Picasso. Those two guys really worked with lines and shapes and forms. And Van Gogh, I really dig his brush strokes. It's pretty much a lot of classic guys, but then you also look at like some of my contemporaries, like Keith Haring, how his stuff is real readable, and he also worked with a lot of lines. So as far as that, I try to tell a story through my work also. And Basquiat, how his stuff is very raw. I'm thinking of somehow incorporating some oil sticks, which you use a lot of, into my work, just to give it a little raw edge. I try to just take little bits, not too much, just enough so that I can make it my own. I think that would be Keith. I mean, Keith Haring was like, his stuff just ranged so much. He pretty much painted the history of the world in his lifetime. I'm really thinking about painting my girl Pitbull. I want to put her in an upright position. She's a little princess, so maybe like a nice flower hat and a sundress or something. And I think that'd be an interesting piece. It'll show also the world like her importance to me in my life.
Momentary slip of the tongue, denying all the things that you've done, spinning web to the